So, what do you know about euthanasia?
Of humans?
Yes.
Okay. Well, basically it's just like euthanasia of animals, right?
Which
It's
is
like
what?
where
Explain that.
they're suffering and so you kill them.
Oh, euthanasia. Okay. Euthanasia.
Like put them down. It's not like a horrible like death. You just like inject them and they fall asleep nicely and quietly.
I know that euthanasia is assisted suicide, and it's when a physician, when a person wants to die, and a physician will help them and make the kind of like comfortable death.
Okay.
Euthanasia is assisted suicide. The context I know it in, though, is assisted suicide for people who are terminally ill.
I think if yes, although I'm skeptical of our knowledge of what happens in the brain at the moment of death and if there is pain or not, and that would be my only. And there's no way of knowing. I mean, there might be a scientific way of knowing, but I'm not that I. So that would scare me. That'd be my only reservation.
I think, depending on your age, I think it's humane. I think that if you're, for example, if you're old and you're dying of Alzheimer's, and you'd rather die now than to just wait around for the disease to come get you, I think in that case, euthanasia is a proper choice. But I think I'm kind of in the place where I believe things always get better when you're like our age. So I think if you're a teenager or you still have a long life ahead of you and something else isn't surely going to kill you, I think you should hold on.
Or I think there could be a case for both, but I'd lean more toward humane, because if someone is terminally ill and they're just suffering, and I think they should be able to make a choice, and I think someone should be able to like help them.
How could it be inhumane?
Inhumane. Well, I think the whole concept of death is considered inhumane, and killing someone.
Even if that person is in
yeah.
pain?
Sorry?
Is in pain? If that person's
Yeah.
just...
Suffering. If they're suffering, then I feel it is humane.
Okay.
And if it's their choice.
Okay.
I think it should always be your decision.
I feel like, it should be someone who's terminally ill and suffering.
Okay.
But that, I think I would agree to it, because if I was terminally ill and if I was really suffering through whatever I was, whatever illness or ailment, I would want, and I had made the choice in my mind that, like, it was time for me to just end my life, that I would want someone to help me.
If there was a law, like a lot of people think that euthanasia should only be for terminally ill people, people.
So not like.
Not just anyone could just go kill themselves.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then you get a gray line there too, with because terminally ill versus people who they're technically not terminally ill, but they're still in a lot of pain. But I don't know, because I think that there's got to be a gray area in what determines terminally ill versus.
If someone's suffering and like they don't want to live anymore, it's like an actual thing, and they're not just like, ugh, kill me, like some people here do. If they're actually suffering, and then I think that euthanasia would be the right choice for them. Well, or they could go to like counseling or something. But if they realize that they don't want to live.
Yes, but with restrictions.
Like what?
Restrictions such as the patient has to be terminally ill and there must be some sort of, I think, suffering
Okay.
to go along with.
I think it should, but I think the physicians who offer it should know when or when they shouldn't give it to someone.
So there would be more schooling on it, obviously.
Yeah.
Stuff like this.
I do, yes.
Okay.
If I had to write
A
I would
bill
probably
about
get-
legalizing
I would
it.
probably get someone a lot smarter than I.
You just wouldn't write it. You just.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I just don't know. I'd have to do a lot more research, I guess, before I wrote a bill. But it's like I don't think that I should be allowed to walk into a hospital and say, "Kill me," like that
Yeah.
shouldn't be
Okay.
legal.
I think it would be important to include that the person is ill in some way mentally, or is just in so much pain that they need to be put out of their misery.
Okay. Yeah. And do you think that it should be included that it's their decision?
Yes, unless stated that the person cannot think for themselves.
Okay. And then in that case, who would it be up to?
I think it would be up to the closest loved one they have.
Absolutely the decision of the patient, because no one can know how much the patient is suffering unless you are the patient.
Okay.
Didn't J.K. Rowling say that to the well-educated mind, death is but the next great adventure?